there, it's Jake, and welcome to days 3 and 4 of my Learning Latin challenge. I sat down to edit the footage for days 3 and 4, and I found that I had forgotten to turn on the camera. So instead of reshooting them all, we're just doing them here. So let's talk about, and I put my book up here, look at that, went to the bakery beforehand, La Media Romana. We read chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8 during days 3 and 4, as well as reread chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. I reread chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 before starting 5 and 6 on day 3. I feel like that helped a lot. Chapter 1 and 2 are pretty easy. I kind of stopped reading them. I didn't reread them today. But I finished them in 10 minutes, which I think was a pretty good speed because they're easy. And I started learning Latin like 3 years ago. But now I've reread them a few times, so I feel like that's a good achievement. Chapter 5 and 6 was beginning to get a little bit more difficult. I was slowing down quite a bit as I was reading, and we're beginning to see some more sophisticated grammar. We'll see. I don't think I'll drop chapters 5 and 6 like after, well, tomorrow really. I don't think that'll be my last day. I'll probably have to reread them one more time. Today's chapters, 7 and 8, were again a little bit more difficult. The plot is beginning to become an actual plot, in as much as an introductory reader can have a plot. Basically, at home, there's the two sons and the girl, and a lot of the home life stuff is like the sons being mean to the girl, and then they end up fighting, and then the mom comes and yells at them, and then she yells at the servants for not making them behave. And it's the other part of the book, or the other part of the plot, seems to be like the outside the home stuff, which so I'll use the Latin words here. The dominus, the master of the house, his name is Julius. Julius? I want to say Julius, but I don't actually know. He leaves to go somewhere, I forget exactly where, with one of his friends and some of the other servants. But Medus, who is the bad servant, the book tells us many times that Medus is a bad servant. He is, I think, in chapter 4, he stole some money from Julius, and then wasn't caught because they couldn't find him. And then in chapter 6, they're like, where is Medus? Medus isn't here. But then I think it said Medus was in the villa somewhere. They just couldn't find him. I don't know. I have to reread it. And then in chapter 8, in chapter 6, Medus arrives in Rome because his girlfriend lives there. But in chapter 8, he is buying a ring and a necklace from this shopkeeper for his girlfriend, presumably with stolen money. So I'm excited to see what will happen when he gets back. JK. So as the book plot picks up and it becomes a little less repetition in the prose, my interest will pick up a bit more. We've had a lot more pronouns in this section, and quite a lot more inflections. There's actually quite a bit of a nasty inflection table for the word hic, which is here. It has a lot of forms, and I don't really feel like learning all of them at the moment. I guess that brings me to the big thing I want to talk about, which is grammar. I'm of the opinion that a lot of what you learn when you're studying grammar, you actually cover just from knowing the vocabulary. So to give an example, let's use the word speak in English, right? I speak English, but I speak to the crowd, or I speak to my mother. I don't speak my mother, right? And I don't speak to English. Those are wrong. And you might say it's because it's grammar, but it's actually because speak and speak to are different words. It's vocabulary. I think that quite a lot of the vocabulary will cover most of the grammar. Now, Latin has cases, so a lot of times the way in which the word ending gives you information about what the function of the word is in the sentence. And I need to learn to be able to recognize those, because when you change the ending of the word, you're sort of changing the word. Although I would argue that in English we have I am, you are, he is. Those are all part of the to be verb, so I would call them all just be. If I was making flashcards, I wouldn't learn those separately in the flashcards. I would learn those separately when I learn the verb to be. So I think I need to treat all of the case endings and the declensions for the masculine, feminine, and neuter nouns and so on the same way. I will pretty soon have to start doing some dedicated declension study, just so I can recognize the patterns of all the relative pronouns. This book kind of throws all of them at you all at once because it's designed to be reread, but at least here, having encountered it yesterday and today, for the first time, I'm a little so maybe by the end of reading the book, So that's basically everything that I had to talk about today. Vocabulary is going pretty well. There are a few words that I are not related directly to words in English that I know, but for the most part, it's pretty manageable. I feel like if you know a lot of fancy words in English, or if you know a lot of Italian, Latin vocabulary is pretty easy. Like in one of the readings, there was the word finestra, which is survives unchanged in modern Italian. It means window. Or fenêtre in French, like the porte fenêtre in the doors that open, right? The French doors. So we have some of these in English, maybe through French usually, or there's some very roundabout way in which we have them. So far I've been practicing the vocabulary as see the Latin, produce the English. And what might be good for me is to see the English and produce the Latin. Anyway, that's all I have for today and for yesterday, I guess. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and if you're learning Latin too, I hope it's going well. You can always see the latest video in one of these two places. I was gonna be here and be cute, but I truly don't know my left and my right. See you tomorrow. Ciao.